So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. All right, Rockstar Nation, boy, I got a super guest, Mr. Suneet Agarwal, coming out of Sacramento, California. If you hear those beeps, guys, every time it beeps like that, it only means one thing. It means he's getting a lead. We've already discussed this, and he wanted to turn it off. I was like, man, leave it on. Let's see how many leads you get, Suneet, during this conversation, because that's the lead beep. So anyways, Suneet, welcome to Real Estate Rockstars.
Thank you, Pat. I am honored to be here. Your show has been a huge impact in my personal business. I listen to it every day. So thank you.
That's awesome. Why don't you give us a little rundown on yourself so we can get to know you better?
Sure. So I got my real estate license to be a realtor in March. I started in March of 2013. That year, I joined a traditional brokerage, a lot of open houses, 3 a week. I bought some Zillow leads in the most challenged zip codes in Sacramento. Average sales price was like $50,000, and lots of squatters and all those other bad things. Wow. And I ended up being the rookie of the year for Northern California for that brokerage. I did I think 27 deals in 9 months.
Nice, not bad.
The next year, doubled that as far as GCI and volume. Switched brokerages at the end of my second year and kind of got my mind was expanded. I got to meet the guys at Lab Coat Agents. I got to I got into coaching myself with Club Wealth and Michael Hellickson. I'm actually a coach now as well. So kind of fast tracked it to starting a team as fast as I could. And now it's, I'm in my 4th year. I got a team of 12 and we're crushing. So it's good.
That's killer. Yeah. 4th year, you got a team of 12. So okay. So let's get some nitty gritty here, Suneet. How many deals did you last year or last 12 months, let's say?
So last 12 months, we have done about 91 deals.
All right. And what was your ECI on that, buddy? Your ego commission income?
So I calculated that because I knew that it would come. So that was last year, right? It was a brand new team. I was trying to figure a lot of the stuff out, and I calculated it. I ended up walking last year with about take home about 240 grand.
All right. So what was your gross? Like what
680.
680. So, okay. So, almost like 33% or something like that, almost 240, 240.
36.7.
Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. So, that's decent. And then, so you went from a solo agent, right, to like team, like really fast, right?
Yes, sir. So with me, previously, I'm competitive and I want to win, right? And I love being a business owner. Something about it, I kind of like the management aspect of it. I've owned other types of businesses all across the board. So I thought to myself, what's the quickest way to get from point A to point team, right? And I did it.
Well, all right. So I got a couple questions there. So, okay. So first of all, did you ever net more than 240 as a solo agent?
I did not.
Okay. So clearly you made a good decision going team agent. So far it has made a lot of sense. You're netting more profit. You have more time or less time?
Oh my God. I have so much time, Pat. I have a 17-month-old daughter now. I've been married for about 2.5 years. I take every weekend off.
Nice.
Home by 5 every evening, and we get to go wherever we want. So it's awesome.
That's awesome. Okay. So clearly you did it, for the reason many people do, and that's, to have a balance. because it's very hard to do as a solo agent to have a balance. So, okay, so zero to team. Let's talk about that. So, tell me exactly. Give me some specifics. What did you implement? Um, technology wise, what'd you do? Just give me some meat and potatoes. Somebody's driving down the road. They're a solo agent. They're burnt out. They've been doing it for too long. They go, I want to do a team, but I don't have time to put it together. How do I go from zero to team, 14 team members like you did in basically a year? How do I do that?
So for me, the first thing was, okay, I have to provide the members on my team a ton of value. And this, and a lot of this was happening around the same time as the birth of my daughter. So I'm getting all these leads. I'm getting the Zillow leads. It was mostly at that point. And if it's not a good price point for me at that time, I'd rather spend time with my kid and get and have one of my agents that I work with. At that time, it was 2 or 3 agents. And then I just went from, okay, so now I need more leads. What's a great lead resource and a great lead management system? And I ended up going with Commissions Inc. because it has, the pay-per-click leads, and that quality is not the best out there, right? We all know that, but it does provide leads, and for heavy prospecting, it can work well, right? And the good thing about that system is it allows me as the team leader.
There's a lead. You just got a lead from Commissions Inc., right?
Yep, I just did.
Okay.
It allows me
Man, that's loud, by the way, which is good. That's how it should be.
It really allows me as a team leader to monitor, follow up, and lead positioning, which I'm huge on. Like yesterday on the holiday, I had my laptop and I was going through all the reminders and everything. I want to make sure that no lead gets left behind or untouched.
Okay. So so basically you went from kind of like being sphere of influence focused and basically touching all the leads yourself and knowing all the leads to a world of leads that you don't know anybody and you're not that emotionally connected to because they're not a sphere of influence, referral, that sort of thing. And what was that transition like?
It really forced me to learn a lot about, online leads, about their mindset, and really helped me learn about proper follow-up. And now, I'm a follow-up monster, right? I mean, I will never, ever, ever stop until we get that pen to paper.
All right. So tell me about that. So take me down from them, the minute that they see a house. First of all, how do they see the house online? What happens? Take me through the whole process, beginning to end. Beginning to end, what your team does, blah, 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 blah.
So right now, a majority of my leads per month are coming from portal leads, Zillow and Realtor.com. Maybe 500-600 of those leads a month, right?
Got it.
So a lead comes in, and I'm really big on the automation aspect. We want the lead to get the same service from all my agents, and it to be have as much automation as possible with a humanizing aspect, right? So it doesn't feel like a robot or somebody overseas in the Philippines, right? Or to where it feels like you're really talking to somebody, but taking as much of it away from the agents so they can go about their lives. So we're really big on 2 companies' products for that, and that's Agent Legend, which is pretty new, and the guys over at Riley. Okay, and I think you've talked about Riley in the past.
Well, let's talk about it on air. So tell me about what is Agent Legend and what is Riley, and what do they do for you? How's it work?
So a lead comes in. Instantly, they get a slide dial voicemail from me as kind of a managerial voicemail.
Okay, so let me stop you there. Okay, so for those not listening, slide dial is basically, it's an app, right? Or and it calls the person and leaves a message without ringing. So it goes right into their voicemail, right? And they don't know how, it got there. They just think that basically they were at a service at the time, and that's weird. How'd I miss it? My phone was on. Irrelevant. The bottom line is they get it. Okay. So now what happens? So how do they get that slide dial thing? That like what system is that?
It's through Agent Legend. It has
Agent Legend. Okay. So then what happens?
so they instantly get a voicemail from me, not from one of my agents, from me. Hey,
What's it
this is
say?
it says, hey, this is Suneet. Thanks for your inquiry from Realtor.com. I'm walking into an appointment right now, but one of my agents will be calling you, sending you an email, and sending you a text. I hope that's not too annoying, but we really want to make sure that we can reach you. If you have any questions, call me back. So that goes out.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Nice. And I like it. I'm walking into an appointment. So the whole idea behind it, it's very casual, right? And it's not supposed to sound canned. It's supposed to sound like you're on the run and you're, doing them a solid by calling them and leaving them a message real quick.
Yeah. And then it goes to one of my agents who will claim that lead via 5 Street. And 5 Street's very old, but I love it because it gamifies the lead system. It goes to all of my agents, and they're all in a rush, the ones who have time to claim that lead and call it, right?
So tell me a little bit more about 5 Street. This is good, guys, because we're getting solid meat and potatoes. And by the way, I'm going to put all of this on hibandigital.com/Suneet, hibandigital.com/SUNEET. All of these things he's mentioning, Agent Legends, 5 Street, Riley. We're just going to have a plethora of technology ideas on this podcast. I can tell already. So, all right, hit me up. What's 5 Street?
So 5 Street is a product where it's a lead routing product, and it's probably one of the older ones. But the reason that I like it compared to something like a Round Robin has so many issues. An agent can be in an appointment, an agent could be having a meal. Why should they be getting that lead if they can't call them right away? Somebody else from some other team, from some other brokerage is going to call them. I want my agents calling them first. So 5 Street sends a text to all agents on the rotation, which is usually all 14. And they claim the lead via text. There's a button. And then they get all the leads information, right? So then they call. And that should happen within 1 minute of the lead coming in. Let's call it 2 minutes, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the agent, then when the agent calls, hopefully they reach the person. If they don't, which happens, 40% of the time, right? Agent Legend sends them a text. Hey, Pat, this is Suneet. I just got your inquiry on 123 Main Street from Realtor.com. Do you have any questions about the property, or do you want to schedule time to see it? So the agent doesn't have to think about trying to send a text. It goes out. Then they also get an email. Hey, I just left you a text. I'd love to talk to you about 123 Main Street, right? 45 minutes later, if they haven't heard, let me know, ... And that's from Mr. Lab Coat Agents. Tristan Ahumada made that script. And that let me know is a killer. I love that. Now I use it when I talk to my mom, right? She doesn't respond. So
let me know, ...
Yes, that is. So then that's the first
all
thing.
this is automatic, or is it that's the agent doing it?
It's all automated. Nothing,
Okay.
right?
Let me know, ... Yeah.
Hopefully the agent has called several more times that day. We like to say 3 calls the first 3 days, right? 3 calls the next 3 weeks, and 3 calls. 3 calls a day for the first 3 days, 3 calls a week for the next 3 weeks, 3 calls a month for the next 3 months.
Wow. Okay, let's slow that down. 3 calls a day, and then okay, 3 calls a day for the next 3 days, 3 calls a week for the next 3 weeks, and 3 calls a month for the next 3 months. And how do you ensure? Because here's the key, right? You know, I I hate to be so negative.
But it's real. I know where you're going.
I don't know a single agent that'll do that. So how do you?
Well, that's
And I know a lot of agents. So I mean, I want them to do that, right? You know, and an ISA I think might do that because you're paying them a salary. You're going to fire them if they don't. But how are you getting an agent to do that?
So here's the thing, Pat. It's absolutely right. Is we can't. We can try until we're blue in the face. I have an ISA who makes the calls too, but that's where Agent Legend will continue to work. If the agent has not contacted that buyer or seller via phone, Agent Legend will continue to drip on them on the same parameters. So then the next day, they'll get another slide dial. They'll get a video text. They'll get another text. The next day, they might get 1 or 2.
From the agent.
From the agent, all automated.
Oh, it's all automated. So they're all generalized, right? But
Yes.
The consumer doesn't know that.
No, right? I mean, something that we learned from my coaching is, you know, do the video text in a room with no natural light, so you can't tell the season, right? And you can't tell what time of day it is.
Interesting. Okay. Good.
So, right, we just can continue that same cadence built out, you know, for at least a month. Usually, though, we're finding is that people are calling us back by about the 3rd day.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you think a lot of it's just because it's like, oh my God?
Yes.
And I'm sure they don't even remember the house, right? By that time, which is probably to your benefit because you don't remember the house either.
Exactly. No idea.
You want to close them. So, okay. So let's say they call back. They're like, good Lord, you beat me down. Okay. Now what do you do?
So I'll look up the phone number that they're calling from real fast if I can. I'll just send it to my voicemail and have one of my agents call. I mean, oh my God, these leads are coming in, Pat. So, you know, I look it up by phone number and I tell people I've had a busy day. You know, the 10th call I've got. Which property is it that you're interested in again? I mean, just this morning, I got a call. This guy made 2 inquiries on Realtor.com, said he spoke to 10 other agents, but my follow-up was the best. So he called me back, booked an appointment, $500,000, pre-approved buyer.
Boom, shakalaka.
Boom, right? So it's all about the automation. I mean, even the bigger companies are creating these bots and all this other stuff, right? I mean, and I just want to have an automated process with a humanizing touch.
That's awesome. Okay, so what other cool technology are you using?
So Agent Legend is huge. I love Riley because basically it's like a texting ISA.
Okay.
That goes 24/7. Now I have Agent Legend in the daytime because it allows the agents who claim the leads to have more interaction with the responses, and call action from 8 p.m. Get Riley from 8 p.m. to 8 in the morning. So whenever a lead comes in, they're being touched by somebody.
Okay, what is Riley?
Riley is a texting ISA service, basically.
Okay, tell me what that means.
So a lead comes in. I mean, we all get
lead comes in at midnight.
Lead comes in at 2 in the morning, right? Some crazy hour.
Right. Possible because people are on the computers all hours, right?
Yeah, so they get engaged. Thanks for your inquiry on Realtor.com, or Pat, thanks for your inquiry. You have any questions? You want to schedule time to see it, and they go for the appointment. The other technology. Oh, that's a seller lead right there.
A what lead?
Seller.
Seller lead. Okay, we're gonna jump on that in a minute. Yeah. So
Call
write your text.
Call action is a great technology too. Basically, every one of my lead sources has its own phone number. So I get a text before the call. You're going to have a Zillow lead. You're going to have a sign lead. We can broadcast that to people. They have an automated text that goes out as well. You can retarget that information.
What is
Just
that
a lot
called?
of exciting stuff happening with technology right now.
What was that last one called?
Call action.
Call action. And I don't
Yeah.
really understand the purpose of that. Like, it's letting them know that they're going to get a lead and then they get the lead.
Yeah, and it tells you what source, right? Like if you're getting a sign call compared to like a mail call,
Yeah.
I want to have a different kind of approach when that call comes in. So I get a text, Zillow lead. Oh, hi, thanks for inquiring on Zillow, right? Or sign call, right? And then it also allows us to broadcast those. I don't want all the sign calls coming to myself. I want my top agents to get those. And call action allows us to broadcast those to those agents.
Okay, tell me about seller leads. Now you just got a seller lead. Like where are your listings coming from?
So my number one listing resource, actually, and people are going to hate this answer, is Zillow.com, baby. It crushes.
Okay, so tell me how you're getting listings on Zillow. Is it just you have the most reviews?
I have about 80 reviews. I have a sharp profile. I am a premier agent, so I spend good money on that. But I get calls from all over Sacramento, not in my paid zip codes. Hi, Mr. Agarwal. I want to sell my house. Do you have any time for new listings right now?
So I'm listening at home. I've got 10 Zillow reviews. I want to do more. I want more listings because I want to get less buyers and start focusing on listings. What advice do you have for me?
Be relentless in your pursuit of reviews. Anyone you've shown a house to, every deal you've done, get that review on Zillow. People are looking at it. Absolutely.
And that's it. So the come list me calls or the come talk to me about listing calls are basically a result of reviews, of online reviews.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And when you do these listing appointments, do you have competition when they come from online reviews?
I don't care and I don't ask.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Interesting. Okay. All right, good. So let's talk a little bit about the transition you had from solo agent to team in such a short period of time. You went from zero to hero, basically. You got 14 agents now. A year and a half ago, you had zero. How, how do you do that? Where'd you find them? How'd you add them? Uh, how'd you determine whether they're going to work? Talk to me about this.
So yeah, that's great. And the company, the brokerage I was with prior, is known for recruiting a ton of agents, and I just let the team leader know of that office that I want to talk to every new agent that joins. Right. So I started speaking to all of them, and I just started hiring people and said, you know what, I'll figure it out afterwards. The transition from being a realtor to a real estate coach also gives me some strength behind, like, come on board, I'll give you leads, and I'll teach you how to be a successful agent.
And I'll coach you.
Yeah. And I'll coach you. Yeah. And you know what? I'm just really visible out there in the Facebook groups and locally. And it's something else. Like, if you want to have 5 more agents on your team, go out and get them relentlessly, right? Just go get those.
Let the universe know. Is that what you did? You just let everybody know, hey, look, I'm hiring agents and I'm open to anybody.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, sky is the limit. Like, I would love to have a couple hundred agents, right? Why not? Why not? So,
I mean, what challenges are you having that we could learn from? Going from 0 to 14 agents on your team and building a big team, overnight like you did.
So challenges, I mean, time is a challenge, right? We like to, and something we teach at Club Wealth is, 30-minute daily huddle every morning with the team. If the agent wants leads that day, they better be on that call, right? 30-minute, you talk about wins, talk about losses, talk about challenges, talk about goals every day, 5 days a week. We have an office meeting once a week. And, we do training. We provide, as many resources as possible. I mean, here's the thing is, I did it in a short time. I know that anybody else can do it if they choose to, right?
Wow. Crazy stuff. All right, cool. All right, let's wrap this up, Suneet, with our flagship question, and that is this. Let's say I took you and I put you with 10 other agents on an island. Now, this island is not a deserted island. It's an island with commerce. People are buying and selling things all day long. There's real estate agents, houses being sold. But the only thing is, you and the other 9 agents don't know anybody on this island. I'm going to give you each $1,000, a laptop, computer, and a cell phone. And I'm going to say whoever sells the most houses in a 6-month period gets $10 million. How are you going to win that money?
I would take some of that $1,000 and buy a bunch of open house signs, as the cheapest ones I could, branded or non-branded. I don't think I'd care. And I would do 2-3 open houses every day. I would buy the cheapest leads I could, but something to work. And I would just follow up until people got sick of me and knew my name. So the second that they're ready to make that decision, they only thought of one agent to call.
Pretty simple, right?
Super simple. And that's how I started too, Pat, right? I mean, I was broke as a joke. Had some open house signs and just did them until I could afford to buy the worst Zillow leads I could. Kept on graduating, more and more and smarter choices. And 3.5 years, we're here.
And do you have any fear? Do your agents have any fear that they're going to get yelled at for being so aggressive in the follow-up?
I don't have any fear. If my agents do, then they need to sack up. Right? I mean, just yesterday, this seller lead for sale by owner, something I don't call too often. Yeah. I've been trying to call the guy every 2 weeks for the last 4 months. He called me back once, and I was at a funeral watching my little girl, so I couldn't talk to him. Every 2 weeks, video text, voicemail, whatever. He called me back yesterday and said, hey, I love your follow-up. Let's meet to list my house. And I'm meeting him tomorrow.
You just wore him down, and you didn't even really talk to him. It was all via text.
Yeah, mostly text.
I think people have no concept of, or have don't understand how powerful text is. You know, it's like you compare it to an email and it's probably 100 times more powerful. But then people are like, oh, I'm invading their privacy. Well, then why? I mean, you're invading the privacy by sending them an email too, you know? And text is power, you know? Eventually, you know, if they don't want to hear from you, they can block you real easy, right? So
And
if they're, as long as they're not blocking you, then keep doing it, right?
yeah, send them a video text so they can put a face with a name. Hey, it's Suneet. I'm not trying to bug you. Just want to check in. We had spoken about 123 Main Street last month. Let me know how I can help you. 2 weeks later, a month later, just do not stop. Be relentless.
I love it. I love it. Great advice. Well, listen, Suneet, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you. The listeners do. As part of our toolbox on Real Estate Rockstars, we have a toolbox, kind of like a treasure chest that a pirate might find, right? It has a whole bunch of things in there from all of our guests, and each guest throws something in there. And the agents listening can reach into that treasure chest, this toolbox, and pull any tool out they need for free. What is something you could give to our guests that would be of value to them, a PDF or something that I can put in there?
Sure, and I've been thinking long and hard about this since I've gotten so many great things from your other guests in the past. I'll put my follow-up schedule for online leads in there.
There you go. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So guys, listen, just go to hibandigital.com/Suneet for all of the information we talked about. Also, a direct link to his follow-up schedule that you could print out and just give to your agents, and don't turn back. Don't let them say, hey, it's too aggressive. Just be like, it's none of my business. This is your new follow-up schedule. Do it every day for every single lead. And we'll also put that in the toolbox so you can get the entire toolbox at hibandigital.com/toolbox, or text toolbox to 444-999. Suneet, this has been awesome, buddy. If I'm ever in SAC, which someday I will be in SAC, because my buddy Tim Rhoda always has his One Life Fully Lived conference there, and I got a lot of good friends there. I will definitely look you up and we can break some bread.
Thanks, Pat, for you do so much for the realtors and the agents all over the country. Honored to be on here. Thank you for everything that you do, sir. So,
thank you for watching Real Estate Rockstars. Please give us a review wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening. We eat feedback for breakfast, and I don't care whether you give me a 1-star review or a 5-star review. I just want the review. I want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Would love to improve things. Hey, and listen, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get and the more reviews we get, the better guests we'll get for you in the future. Feel free to reach out to me anywhere on social media. Just type in my name. I'm everywhere, and I look forward to meeting you in the digital world. Have a great day, and thanks again for listening to Real Estate Rockstars.